Rich and Jack are ReCore.
Ricola. Were those the most obnoxious commercials?
Ricola. Hey everybody, welcome. We're gonna play ReCore. ReCore. So this game, everyone probably recognizes already. It's the girl with the robots. And I don't know if you know this. This is made by Keiji Inafune.
Okay.
This is one of his games. Yeah. And here's something I would like to point out.
This is where all the Mighty Number 9 money went, huh?
This is where all the Mighty Number 9 money went. And here's what I want to point out. Is one of the very first things I did in this game is this. The game is telling you to go to that green bar, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking around and going, hey, you know what? I bet I could jump on that rock. Because what would happen in a normal, like, AAA title?
You wouldn't be able to. It would be a visible wall.
Right.
All right.
You can go all the way over there. You can just go off path.
That's great.
I just started walking this way to see if I could.
Yep. The big thing didn't come up. The screen didn't turn red. The text saying, turn around, go back to the mission zone.
Exactly.
And then you're forced to turn around.
And then you're forced
she just
to turn
does it
around.
automatically. Leaving the mission zone parameters.
No, like if I wanted to, I could probably walk over there too.
So what are you playing this game with?
What am I playing this game with? Oh, I don't know. No one can really see though, Rich. Do we want to talk about it?
Talk about it. Talk about it.
I have this. This is the Split Fish Frag FX. And it works great.
Half Math, Half Cat says, what are your opinions on one of the best action RPGs created of all time, Knights of the Old Republic 1? I've never played it. I don't care about Star Wars enough to try.
We go through that a lot.
I know.
Oh, here we go. So now here's a situation in which I need to hold shift. And I can't because, well, all I really need to do is rebind my keys. So dash is shift. Let's rebind that.
Nobody would care about Star Wars if it weren't for the Jedi. Yes, I know, because people like the lightsabers. I'm not saying you shouldn't like them. You go and like what you like. I'm just saying it's not my cup of tea. But feel the Force and use the ways. And
oh, shit.
Don't fall in love because love is evil because George Lucas had a nasty divorce. Yeah, that's exciting. Really love that.
Oh, by the way, this is made by the guy who made the Not a Mega Man game.
Emery801 says, hey Rich, looking good.
Love is fire.
Of these new Pokemon, which do you think is the coolest? Salgalo, Lunala, Pyukumuku, Mimikyu, or Bewar?
Mimikyu. I'm so excited to play as Mimikyu.
Wubrex, what's your favorite fast food joint? There's a place called Georgie Porgies near here that's not bad at all.
Georgie Porgies?
Yeah.
I'll be with you, but that's not fast food. There's no drive-through to Georgie Porgies. Fast food needs a drive-through. Fast food needs a drive-through. That's
I don't know if they're in the chat right now. But they said they sent a big package. They asked if we got it. I said I haven't checked the mail yet. I went the other day. Big package, labeled Frail. I have a real name and a sheet here in the letter, so I'm not going to say it. But thank you. It was very generous.
Yes, I saw what you sent. The big fragile package.
Yeah.
Very, very generous.
Renegade Kira says, hey guys, you seem like mature adults, I guess. What were your very first R-rated movies and M-rated games? I don't remember my first R-rated movie, but that's because I was too young to probably remember.
Which says something.
My mother was very fond of horror movies. And that was like a family thing, like something like Night of the Living Dead, you know?
I wonder what my first R-rated movie was. It's been too long. We're too old. We
What?
Right? I don't know. I think I got an audio log and it's in a different language. I'm just walking around shooting shit. I don't know.
Hey guys!
Hello.
Nice to see this Star Wars Episode 6.5 gameplay. What are your thoughts on
Right? This is a little Star Wars Episode 6.
Ray running around?
Run around the desert.
Collecting shit.
She's a scrapper. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Last Divergent movie going straight to TV and the lead leaving?
Yep.
Have you ever been happy that a movie flopped?
These Divergent movies, I don't know where they come from. I don't know how well they've done. I have paid zero attention, but there's a whole series of these.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
There is a whole series of movies. I think they're on the third one or fourth one now. The Divergent series. It's a series of young adult movies.
Is it like The Purge, where just 4 of them came out one year and I just wasn't paying attention that much?
Kind of. Hey, game designers, let me keep my key bindings. How about that? Yeah. Well, this was just clearly a game designed with a gamepad in mind. Like, instead of pressing one button to fire my extractor and then another button to pull, you press down on a stick and then pull a stick. It makes way more sense.
Sound of Borg9 says, hey guys, what was your favorite Halloween costume from your youth? Indiana Jones. Liked him so much I went 2 years.
Nice.
It was Indiana Jones.
Nice. One year, it was probably one of my very last dress up and go trick-or-treating Halloweens. I made out of wood blocks a pair of 1.5-foot stilts.
Okay.
Found and like cobbled together a giant black robe and got like the good makeup and the good face prosthetics and went as Satan. Like I had big horns and and like I said, I had an extra 1.5 feet of height.
Yeah.
And so I was a giant Satan.
Zackus Wax says, what are your favorite substantially flawed games?
Oh wait, hold on. We need to start mining. What does this remind you of? Rich, are you getting flashback?
Just fly. Oh, fuck off. I am not pulling up. The game is doing that. Go down! Do you have a mediocre game that you love, though, Jack?
A mediocre
A game that you know is mediocre. Or a game that most people that don't care about that you think is good. It's okay if you can't think of one now. It happens to me all the time. You're going to ask a question. I know there's an answer, but I can't think of it.
And like Sunday, I'll be like, I have the answer.
Yeah. Mass Effect 1 is very flawed as a shooter. Yeah, it's horrible as a shooter, but I'm not a role-playing game aficionado. Isn't it considered to be a decent just as a role-playing game? If you're looking for shooting gameplay. Oh my god. Person in the chat, I think as a shooter, Mass Effect 3 was too arcadey. I think 2 was a better shooter.
You've said that. You've said a lot of 2 is the good stuff.
2's a lot more tactical than 3. We just run around and you're faster and you do some leaps and jumps and you got the badass melee. It's a dumber shooter. 3. Yeah, 2 was a better shooter, but the story was just too absent. The main story was just too absent. Some fantastic characters. 3 is just as linear as fuck and dull. There's like the 2 sequences in that game that are actually good, and they're both resolutions to subplots, because the game didn't give a shit about a main story. Fuck Mass Effect 3. Fuck the people who think it's just good except for the ending. No. It's got flaws up the ass. Mass Effect 2 does world building, probably better than any game. Mass Effect 2 builds a fucking universe. Mass Effect 3 destroys it. Why does that keep buzzing?
It's the vibrations on and I haven't
Oh,
turned
that's
it off.
obnoxious. I hate vibration.
Well,
Anonymous says, Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. Let me make sure I'm not saying something horrible backwards here. Hold on.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems.
Gobbledygook says, This like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Banjo-Kazooie, but without the cartoon silliness. It's an Xbox exclusive, so why not try an Xbox controller?
Oh, that probably.
Yeah. There's a standard button layout for PC controls.
Oh, sure. Like I said, I know nothing about this game because it was just one of those E3 games, and you're a person and there's robots. So I thought there might be a larger aiming aspect. And yeah, now that I have a controller, by the way, this game was meant for a controller. You can tell immediately.
Dr. Harry Lime says, I've canceled my Feed a Starving Child with AIDS donation to subscribe to PreRec. Fang14 says, hey guys, here's a little tip for all the years of entertainment. Also, what's the last really good sci-fi book you read?
My go-to is always Wool. Mm-hmm. I read it doesn't really count as sci-fi. I only read it because the author of Wool recommended it. It's called Abomination. Kind of a weak ending, but overall a really fun read.
The Martian.
Oh yeah?
I haven't seen the film yet. Book's decent.
Good.
Book's good. Book good. Book good.
Book good?
Book good. Make word read. It's a series of books called Magic 2.0, where they find out that the world is really just a computer simulation. Nobody is real. Nothing is real. It's not like the Matrix where you're plugged into a machine. Just everything is a program.
Oh.
And they find the file that controls it, and they can alter reality.
That actually sounds kind of fun.
It's a neat premise. I read a couple weeks ago somebody wrote a short story that's a retelling of John Carpenter's The Thing, written from The Thing's point of view.
You were saying that. That's funny.
And that is a good read. And then if you can find it, there's a short story called They're Made of Meat.
They're made of meat.
Just read it. Don't look it up. Just read it. They're made of meat.
All right.
Jack, are you enjoying this?
You know what? It's not bad. Mm-hmm. It's even kind of fun sometimes. It's been a lot of the same stuff. Shoot the robot, capture the core, go to the next glowy thing.
It's a lot of the same stuff, but that can be fine if the same stuff is fun to do.
Yes, agreed. And
most games are the same thing over and over again.
Right. And so far, there's not a ton holding my interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this so screams next-gen gaming.
Yeah. It almost makes you wonder if this was supposed to be an Xbox One launch title. That was like.
Oh.
But I don't know. You know what? Let me finish it out. Do you want to play it all?
No, I have no interest in playing this whatsoever.
Okay, let me get a little more playtime in then, and we'll make our final decision.
But I will for the sake of the stream.
Sure.
Anonymous says, "What is your favorite place you have traveled to?" I'm not a big traveler. My ideal vacation is just chilling out at home. That's my ideal vacation.
You gotta get out there, Rich. And for me, it's Africa.
Yeah.
I got to go to South Africa for a video shoot, and it's the absolute furthest away I've ever been. And there was a big snafu, and the hotel we were going to stay at didn't really pan out. And so there were 4 of us staying in quite literally a garden shed. The people who brought us down, our producers who brought us down to shoot this video, is High Five World Cup, for anyone wondering. We got to go down for the World Cup. They had rented a house for a dozen of their people, and there was a garden shed with concrete floors for the 4 of us to sleep in the backyard.
Oh, how pleasant.
But it's just one of those experiences where...
But hey, you didn't get AIDS.
I didn't get AIDS.
So...
No, but just 4 of us, good friends. We've known each other forever. You didn't get AIDS, right? I started losing my hair shortly after that. During that trip, we conned our way into an ESPN press conference.
Conned.
We knew we had a couple contacts here and there, so like we got to shoot with the U.S. team one day, and like we just got a whole bunch of them. It was during their practice, but we needed more sports people, and so we pull up to one of their newly built stadiums, and it's just all of us in a minivan, and an armed guard stops us because again, it's Africa. They don't give a shit about anything. They have armed guards. We conned our way into the front gate. Mm-hmm. And where the armed guard...
How did you con your way into the front gate?
Okay, it was great.
Specifically. I need specifics.
It was great. So the armed guard says, tells us to turn around. And we go, oh, no, we're here for a shoot. And, I hold up the video camera that I have. And the armed guard goes, no, I don't think so. And the... our producer, who's just the slickest talking guy in the world, he's just like, no, absolutely, we're supposed to be here for a shoot. Jennifer inside, call her up and let her know. And the guy goes, let me see your IDs, which does nothing because like I have a Wisconsin driver's license.
Right.
He looks at him. Yeah, go ahead. But that just gets us into the compound, because it's still like a soccer stadium, right? So we drive around the stadium until we see a big clump of cars. And we just go to the clump of cars. We have no idea what we're doing. There's a clump of cars there. There must be people there. Again, we run into our second guard, our second wave of security.
Second armed guard.
And for this one, I take lead on it. And I have my big camera bag and I have my rig ready to go. And so the guard starts coming up to us, and all I do is like swing my bag around and go, finally, you're here to take us? And the guy looks at me and I was like, you're here to take us, right? And he's like, the press conference? And I was like, yes, we're here for the press conference. We didn't know there was a press conference, Rich. We didn't know what was there.
Jack?
What? And so he's just like, oh yeah, right over here. So he lets us in the door and then points us in the right direction. Oh, thanks so much. You really saved our butts. So like we're just kind of sitting there. I'm the only one with the camera. Like some guy's giving a little talk and there's some people up there, and they get done with their little talk and they go, okay, so now we're gonna go onto the field, and everyone will get blah blah with this. And he's starting going over the thing like, okay. And so now we're part of a group. And we all get ushered out onto the pitch. The pitch is where they play soccer, the soccer field. And, there's this one special area where we're supposed to be. But all of a sudden, someone notices that we don't have...
Yeah.
Everyone gets a... What do they call those? Like a...
The badge thing.
Like the necklace with the laminated thing on it. Where's your lacquer or whatever they call it? Where's your badge? And I was like, and for me, like I have the camera, so luckily I get the luxury of playing dumb. I go, they didn't tell me I needed a badge. I'm just here shooting. They're like, who are you shooting? And like I point to my two guys. I'm like, oh, we're shooting. Who are you here with? Who are you? A Funny or Die? Oh, I thought I remembered something about that. Hold on for a second. I'm doing that. I don't know. Everything here is so messed up.
Yeah.
Let me hold on for a second. They run away. We assume that they're going to go like double check their information. It's like quick shoot. So like we shot a shot over here. We shot a shot over here. They come back with our fucking lanyards. And it doesn't have our names on it. It just has Funny or Die written on it. And he's like, so sorry about this. Absolutely. So we got a couple really great shots with like some other TV personalities, a great shot of the pitch, and it turned out to be a really winner of a day. Yeah.
Strife Introverse says, "Play Dishonored before the sequel drops in November. You will love it. I know I should play Dishonored. I need the time. I need the time in my life to do it.
That's the problem.
I know I'm going to be busy the next 2 days.
Oh yeah, you have something important to do for the next 2 days?
Yep.
Making some sort of video project?
It's not an episode.
It's not an episode? It's not an episode, but you're shooting some sort of video project the next couple days?
The off switch says, Rich, if you had to cosplay as a non-human character from the film Dr. Dolittle, which non-human Dr. Dolittle character would it be? I have not seen Dr. Dolittle, I'm sorry. Loner Archon says, Jack,
I'm Jack.
when will you share your Fred Savage story?
I'm not going to tell my Fred Savage story because I probably will never have a relationship with Fred Savage, but
It's unprofessional.
it would be unprofessional of me to tell.
Look, you got the South Africa story. The Blue Blaze says, in the Firewatch review,
Yep.
you didn't talk much about what happens in the story. Were you disappointed with the ending? If so, what do you think would have been better? Opinions on walking simulators. Walking simulators are worthless as a game. You just make your film. But I like the ending. It was appropriate for the characters.
Yes, I agree. So we didn't talk much about the actual story because we didn't want to spoil anything, and literally the whole point of Firewatch is to experience the story. So I guess also spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, we're about to talk about the ending of Firewatch. In the ending of Firewatch, your character's wife died in the beginning of Firewatch, and the whole game takes place while you are talking with this new lady on the phone.
New lady. The way it sounded like you said nude.
Nude,
When she's entirely different.
we don't know what she's wearing, Rich, in my head. No, this new lady, and developing a relationship with her. And finally, after a bunch of wacky misadventures, you think you are going to meet this new lady, and she already left, and she just knows that's just like, no, it's just not going to work. We shouldn't meet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it ends, not meeting. And I thought it was very appropriate.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
For anyone who is listening, tell people spoilers over.
And that's when he sacrificed his life to save the lady who was on the other end of the line.
And they made out for 20 minutes all during the credits.
Well, no, because he was dying. He jumped in front of